Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by for another episode of The Phoenix and the Chief. I'm your host, Sergeant Stanford, talking with General Walker and Chief Chadick, your Phoenix and Chief. We've got quite an episode for you, so let's get going. What's on your mind today, General Walker?
Hey, thanks, Amanda. This has been a hell of a ride. I just want to recap some of the great accomplishments that the wing and associated PSAP-based units, what we've done just in the past 5 months. So we've had 4 fighter squadrons. We've bed down and implemented Task Force Javelin with various numbers of UH-60s. We've had over 1,000 sorties by Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine units and airframe. We've served over 1 million meals in our DFACs, and that's just since the wing stood up back in December. We supported 11 airframes from all U.S. services. We've hosted our first ever ISR Agile Combat Employment Mission. We've opened up hot pits. We've done integrated combat turns. We've expanded the LSA. We've T-walled and bunkered everything. We've expanded communications. The list goes on and on. I couldn't be more proud of the team. And as the Chief and I come to the twilight of our tenure here on PSAB, you can expect me to come up a little bit more voice, just so that everybody recognizes, we take a minute to pause and recognize some of the accomplishments that we've had.
Absolutely, sir. And while it seems like things have moved slow to you, if you really take an opportunity to reflect back on when you arrived, potentially in November or December or maybe even earlier, we've accomplished a lot. And because we've accomplished so much and time is still ticking, woohoo, our replacements are arriving. So, in order to make that a smooth transition, we ask that you write stuff down. Write down the policy, the procedures, maybe a backstory of why we're where we're at or why you do a certain procedure the way it goes in your office or the process works the way it does. Here's some things to remember while we put our replacements into quarantine. The rules still apply. I know you're excited, you want to exchange data and information, but we need to stay 6 feet off the rope. Do not interact physically or get too close to them. That means 6 feet for about 10 minutes. That creates a contact chain, so we want to avoid that. Make sure you're writing down things as much as possible. Nothing is too insignificant, because as the boss and I have always said since we got here, everything you do is significant. Everything matters. Push it over to them and allow them to sift through it, and they can determine what's useful and what's not. And if you need to, start your text chain. Get their information, start texting them, WhatsApping them, signaling, whatever way you need to do this. We're going to have like a little bit of a learning resource center where they can compute back and forth and check their email. So anything and everything makes a difference. How about that, boss?
Yep, I absolutely agree. Don't forget, as you guys are texting or WhatsApping your counterparts, make sure that you put it through a filter of I'm not throwing any information that breaches OPSEC or COMSEC.
Good point, boss.
And the other point is focus on the cross-functionality of the operations that we're doing. I'll give you an example. Out on the Opstown ramp right now, the Dirt Boys are preparing a ramp for Task Force Javelin, the UH-60s. To make that come to fruition so that the end product meets the user's requirements, that means that the United States Army in Task Force Javelin, the CE Bubbas, the Dirt Boys, the contracting squadron, because they had to rent equipment and put into place contract for asphalt, and the Operations Support Squadron, because they're going to be managing that space, all have to come together to clearly define what the requirements are. That concept also holds true with our host nation. There are many points of coordination that we have with our RSAF counterparts, and we need to make sure that those are clearly defined and handed off to the folks who follow us. And here to help us with that today, we have Staff Sergeant Jackie Hagen. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
So Jackie is one of our translators. Tell us where you are from originally and where you are deployed from.
Originally, I am from Apple Valley, Minnesota, and I am deployed from Fort Gordon, Georgia.
Oh, fantastic. And how long have you been here?
I've been here about 7 months now.
Okay.
member.
And in what capacity do you serve?
I am one of, now we have 2 translators here, and we serve the host nation coordination cell, and we are primarily concerned with linking together the shops and the stations here on the U.S. side with the Saudi side, with our counterparts. Any problem that needs to be solved, any issues that may be hampered by a language barrier, we're there to help with that.
We have a team here, and you are some of the blue suit translators. We also have contracted translators on the base. So we have multiple avenues that units can reach out to get translation support. Can you give us an example of some of the situations that you've come across since you've been here?
Yes, sir. Well, we've been involved in helping a lot of different shops here on base. We've done work with safety. We've done work with the medical team, security forces, contracting. There's been need for us to facilitate communication with the Saudi counterparts in almost every area of the base. Most recently, it's been immigrations and customs.
Okay. That makes sense. So how has your training prepared you for this?
So my tech school was in Monterey, California. It was almost a year and a half worth of being completely...
You poor thing, a year and a half in Monterey?
Oh, it was horrible, sir. It was horrible. And we were fully immersed 8 hours a day in the language, in the culture, in grammar. It was our lives revolved around the language and the people, and our teachers were natives from the region, from Iraq, from the Levant. And really, I credit our training with what we've been able to accomplish out here. It was really amazing. They were so encouraging. And having a love for language and a love for learning and a love for different cultures and exploration and knowledge really helps with that.
Would you say that your Arabic has gotten better since you've been here?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Although there has been a learning curve.
Why? What do you mean?
I am an Iraqi linguist, Iraqi trained in the Iraqi dialect, and there have been some differences that I've had to learn kind of on the spot when I've been here. But for the most part...
Are you going to test again when you get back?
Yes, sir, I am. I'm not worried. I am not worried this
Good for you. Hey, thanks for what you're doing. And really, to everybody out there in podcast land, the reason why I brought Jackie in is she's a team of 2 individual deployees from somewhere in the United States. There are critical linkages that individual deployers make with our team, whether it's interaction with the U.S. Army or the U.S. Marine Corps or the U.S. Navy, or whether it's with our RSAF counterparts. And there's no person on our team who is insignificant. And I just wanted to say, hey, there's only about a dozen of us on the base that know that you're here and what you're doing, but you're making a huge impact both in the relationship with the RSAF, in the execution of day-to-day operations, and probably an EPR bullet is personally got after the Secretary of Defense's line of effort number 2, which is allies and partners. So thanks for your effort, Jackie.
That's a big haul. Hey, Sergeant Hagen, you and Staff Sergeant Robinson have done a great job. You guys are our unsung heroes. But boss, we got some more unsung heroes out there, and these jokers are our Sandcats, our E&I team, Entrenching and Installation, as well as our Cable Dawgs. It's been working tirelessly to link all of our U.S. assets and get us wired for war. So let's go out on site and see what those Sandcats and kittens are doing today.
Let's do it. Eastbound and down.
Hey, hello everybody. This is Chief Chadick and the boss out on location with the E&I team, the Entrenching Installation team with COM. These guys are the Sandcats that are running around digging holes and burying some fiber and cable, trying to get us all connected here at Prince Sultan Air Base. So tell us what we're doing right out here, Dale.
We're running fiber. There's a manhole there. The fiber's going to be connected from that manhole, and it's going to come this way and go all the way down to meet Ascent 3.
If you can imagine a cable encased in some hard plastic about the size of your thumb, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tech Sergeant, it has 144 strands of fiber inside there.
Yes, Chief. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
And that big empty reel over there was all this cable was on that, and that's a little over 20,000 feet.
Yeah. So who dug this trench?
The Army, sir.
With an excavator?
Excavator, yes. We needed their assistance because we don't have the equipment to work with the soft sand.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. For all the soldiers that are out there listening, thanks for helping us out with this.
Yeah, we appreciate the joint effort, joint endeavor.
Did you guys think of any man in the sand questions?
So, my question is, sir, where do you see the direction of PSAP going? Is it here to stay? And I guess, what's the long-term goals for PSAP?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I don't see any big change in our approach to PSAP for the foreseeable future. So what's that mean? I think we're going to continue to improve our infrastructure. I think we're going to continue to have the aircraft and personnel numbers that we have right now for the foreseeable future. I think there will be, we're kind of the team that I would say we built it. We finished most of the LSA build out. You guys are continuing the fiber circuit, and I think the next team's kind of moniker will be they refined it. So there's going to be a lot of incremental improvements that I think that'll happen over the next couple of rotations. But as far as the size and scope of what we're doing, I think it'll be about what it is right now.
Thank you for keeping us wired for war, as Chief likes to say. Remember, folks, feedback and Man in the Sand questions are always welcome. Stay tuned for the next episode, Wednesday, June 10th. Until next time, you stay sandy, PSAB, and stay cool.